Let's take a look at what things look like at the bottom. Norwich are done, aren't they? I think we know that. Meanwhile, Watford and Burnley, and then it is Everton, just 1 point ahead of Burnley. Leeds, of course, in free fall at the moment. It's going to be between those five, really, isn't it, when you take a look at it, Don? How much trouble are Everton in?
Huge trouble, Dan. I was watching the game unfold tonight. Leeds are in bad form. Brentford got a good win at the weekend against Norwich. Newcastle, I think, are going to be clear. But I was watching the game tonight, and I was thinking about 1998 when I played for Everton, and we survived on the last day of the season on goal difference at Goodison Park against Coventry. And I went through all the results that season, and it was only Arsenal who'd done us 4. That was our biggest defeat away from home, the second last game of the season. And we got done 4. And we had Bottle, Dan. We weren't the best side in the world, but we had Bottle. We had good characters, people like Richard Gough, people like Dave Watson, Duncan Ferguson, Nick Barmby. The list goes on and on and on. We weren't the best side in the world, but we had Bottle and character. And I was watching this team tonight thinking, they've just been done 5, and it could have been 8. And I looked at the fixtures that are coming up. And the next 2 fixtures at home at Goodison, Frank talked about it after the game. And actually, he was quite bullish after the game. He was saying, listen, I need the fans behind us. I'm already thinking about Wolves. I'm already thinking about Newcastle. The 2 home games on the spin will tell us everything we need to know about Everton. And I'd give them a boxer's chance at Goodison, more so than away from home, because away from home, forget it. It's a fragile team. You know, it's an awful team. It's one of the worst Everton teams I've seen for quite a while. But I'm hoping, and I'm pinning all my hopes on, Everton at Goodison with the fans. They might just be able to dig out a couple of results.
This is very different situation for him, isn't it? From Derby and Chelsea.
Yep.
Just take us into the mindset of a coach who's trying to keep a team up.
Well, in some ways, it's easier than being Chelsea manager and having to win the Champions League and the Premier League, because this is about guts and fight and spirit. That's what this is about. And I agree with Don. This is about Goodison Park, because of all the sides that could go down, they don't have a Goodison Park. They don't. Goodison's an intimidating place, and the pitch is smaller, and that's why they'll be able to defend better, because Man City last weekend found it hard because the pitch is a little tighter, and so it's easier to defend. So that's what's going to save them. So it's not going to be about tactics. It's going to be about not losing goals. That means that you can concentrate on a shape and a defence and get numbers behind the ball and not leaving gaps. Because when there's gaps, Everton are all over the shop. When there's no space, as men, they do their own job. And if everybody does their own job, then they'll be fine, because they're at Goodison.
Who's more likely to stay up, Jules, Leeds or Everton?
I mean, the old cliche is now they've got too much to go down. They've got good players, they've got this, they've got that. I still think that Burnley could well go down with Watford and Norwich, and there's the 3, and Leeds and Everton just about escape it. Maybe like Don said, on the last day of the season, on goal difference, 1 point clear, 2 points clear. I think Jesse Marsch's debut on Saturday was certainly quite encouraging. I thought, despite the defeat, it's never good to lose, of course, but in the way they played. Since Frank has arrived at Everton, you've had a good first half against City, for example, where you go 0-0 at half-time, where you were aggressive and you put some intensity in. You had a couple of good games in the FA Cup, but overall, I'm sorry, I haven't seen much. That right now said to me, he's got this. Don't worry, it might be tight, but they will be okay. Because I watched them tonight, and I agree with Don and Stevie. I watched them tonight and said, like, he's got no idea. And I'm not sure. And if you look, by the way, at the schedule between now and the end of the season, this is the worst by far of all the teams in the second half of the table. By far, they've got pretty much every big team, plus Newcastle, who are on fire, plus teams like Leicester that are always awkward to play. This is going to be very, very difficult for Everton, more than for Leeds, I think, to manage to stay up.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming, sports, and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.